This video will review how to complete the application for review of research involving human subjects that Dr. Wolf discussed with you. Beginning on page 1 of the application, you must include both your instructor's name and contact information as well as your name and contact information. For me, my department name is the Office of Graduate Education Programs. The address is P.O. Box 92300 in Lake Charles, and the zip code is 70609. My phone number and email address are listed here for you as well as on the course syllabus. For you, you are the investigator of the project. Insert your name in the appropriate blank, and your department and campus address is the Department of Education Professions, P.O. Box 91815, Lake Charles 70609. You may put my telephone number as your phone number and put your McNeese student email address for the email. This is a research project, not a thesis. Be sure to check research project. Include the title of your proposal or project, which is identical to the title on the actual proposal document that you are preparing for the course. And then once you have completed the entire application, both you and I must sign and date it before it is submitted to Dr. Wolf. The second page of the application begins the actual description of the project and where you identify what it is you are proposing to do. Again, insert the title. Yours will be a new project. You will not be using any internal or external funds to conduct the research. The date on which you plan to begin data collection must be at least 2 weeks after the date that you submit the proposal. So estimate what date you may submit the proposal to Dr. Wolf and make sure that the date you put for item 3 is at least 2 weeks beyond then. The anticipated date of completion for your project must be sometime within this semester. A realistic date would be a month to 2 months after the date that you begin data collection. You are the principal investigator and you are a graduate student. You will have to obtain a memo from me identifying that I have approved your study. You will also need to obtain a letter or memo from the principal or principals at the school or schools you intend to use for the study. The principals must give their approval for you to conduct the study in their schools. If your study does not involve teachers but involves principals only, principals or individuals above them, you must obtain approval from the appropriate district supervisor. So essentially, you must obtain approval from the supervisors of the individuals you choose to involve in the study. Whether you are seeking exempt or expedited review depends upon what you want to do. Most of your studies will qualify for exempt review. However, expedited review may be necessary depending upon what it is you want to investigate, and that is something that you will need to negotiate with either Dr. Wolf or me to determine which type of review you are requesting. You could always select uncertain, and when Dr. Wolf receives your proposal, she will make the determination for you. The abstract is a brief summary of what you are going to be doing in your project, and that can be composed simply by copying and pasting some statements from your proposal. There's no need to compose an abstract from scratch here. For subject population, check yes or no as applicable in this 2-column list of potential participants. insert the number of subjects. If you are associated with the subjects, indicate yes or no. If so, explain what that relationship is. How will your subjects be contacted and selected? This is your sampling method. So all you need to do is copy either the entire section or just the most pertinent statements from the sampling section of your proposal and paste those here. Your subjects will not be compensated. You're not going to provide any compensation to them for participating in the study. How will you advertise for research participants? You will not advertise for participants in this study unless you are doing some type of advertising that was negotiated with me prior to submitting your application. Describing the safeguards for confidentiality. Again, this is most likely going to be in your data collection and or analysis section or sections in your proposal. And you need to, again, copy and paste statements here from your proposal that indicate how you will ensure the confidentiality of the data you collect as well as the anonymity of the participants in your study. You must include a consent form that will be provided to your participants. Your participants must sign the form, and on the form it must indicate that this is voluntary participation and they are allowed to withdraw from the study at any time. There is a sample informed consent form in the course site. The risk level to your subjects will be minimal for each of you, but again, depending upon the type of review you are conducting, you may have more than a minimal risk, and that is something to negotiate again with either Dr. Wolf or me. Item 11, follow the checklist. You are to select one of these two options, 6 copies of the IRB if you're applying for a full review, which should not apply to anyone in this course. You would be applying for exempt or expedited, which means you will need 3 copies of the entire application plus the entire proposal. And these 3 copies will be submitted to Dr. Wolf. You will also submit, again, a copy of the proposal and a copy of a memo from me indicating that I have reviewed and approved your study. And again, here, just continuing the checklist of what you need. Answers to items 1 through 10. Item 2 is the consent form. Item 3 will not apply to you unless we negotiate that ahead of time. Item 4, questionnaires, interview questions, etc., that will be submitted as an appendix in your proposal, so that will be in the full proposal. And then a copy of the NIH training certificate that you've completed online must also be submitted. If you have any questions about the proposal or some element of it, you may contact me or Dr. Peggy Wolf, who, as you know, chairs the Institutional Review Board at McNeese. And her contact information is 475-5822, or you can email her at pwolfe, that's PWOLFE, @mcneese.edu.